Welcome everyone, thank you so much for joining in. So since the price of Bitcoin is doing pretty exactly like what we talked in my previous video, we were expecting a price pullback around this 0.5 Fibonacci line that was around 46,728 and price to find support around that range. And now since the price of Bitcoin also tested this 46,700 price range and also found support there, what does this actually indicate now? Is this still a bearish trend or price is going to see more of a consolidation and again trying to break here to the upside? Because right now, not just only the price action, but if you look to the downside, the indicators in a weekly are still in favor of pulls, even though we are seeing this pullback type of scenario. If you look at this MACD, you can see clearly the MACD, this is a bullish MACD cross. Not just only the MACD, also the RSI line you can see here clearly above 50 level. As long as the RSI line remains above 50 level, that is absolutely fine, even if you are going to see any sort of a shakeout type of scenario playing out here. And also the true strength indicator, as you can see, it is about to flash this crossover, and this is a very good sign, because crossing over of this true strength indicator is a sign that bulls might be taking control over the market, even though we are seeing some sort of a weakness in the price action. True strength indicator in a weekly is still in a positive territory, also a very good sign. So as you can see, altogether the price action, even though we are seeing some sort of a shakeout type of scenario playing out, the indicators are still in favor of bulls. And now guys, I am actually going to show you why this final 24 hours before we close this month is going to be one very important and also decision point for Bitcoin. Let me show you with this chart here. And also guys, let me make you aware, Phemex has increased the deposit bonus up to $2,000 and additional $100 for our community members. So the total of $2,100 is up for grab. You only have 2 weeks times to register for this bonus and deposit. And also this bonus applies not only to new users but also to the existing users. You just have to follow this 3 simple steps, which is not going to take you longer than a minute of your time, guys. You will find the registration link in the description down below. This here is a great opportunity, so definitely try grabbing it. So now let's switch into our chart. Now, if we look at this in a daily time frame, what I've actually done is I have included this CPI indicator, because this CPI indicator, which is a leading indicator, is about to flash a new CPI for the September month. And this is a very important scenario, guys, because this final 24 hours is going to decide where the next monthly CPI for this September is going to be placed. Because if you look at this current Bitcoin price action, you can see the price here right now is above this monthly R1 line. And since many are talking that September could be a bearish month for Bitcoin, I am actually going to go backward and look at this price movement, because whenever the trend here was heading here to the upside, we can see the price always tested, right, the monthly R1 line and then a pullback. Again, in the next month, you can see the price tested the monthly R1 for this May month, again a pullback. So with each and every month, the R1 line in uptrend has always been tested, and price was also forming this ascending CPR. But if you look at this September month, from 2020, right, the price of Bitcoin was not able to touch the monthly R1 line. What happened after that? We saw a pullback and price came at the monthly S1 target line, and after that more of consolidation, and again price started this uptrend. So what am I actually trying to say? Except this September month, the price of Bitcoin always tested the monthly R1 line. You can see with each and every month after that, and this is also an ascending CPR. As long as the price of Bitcoin is forming this ascending CPR, these CPR lines are going to act as a strong line of support, and price is also going to continue this trend to the upside. But when we fail, right, to touch the monthly CPR line, we were almost there, the price started this rally here to the downside. So, and the same CPR line acted as a resistance, not as a support, because this was a downtrend, right? So you can see the CPR line acted as a resistance. But in our case, in August, the price started again showing this movement here to the upside, and also the CPR lines. If you look at these 3 CPR line, top CPR line, central CPR line, and the bottom CPR line, this is again an ascending CPR, right? You can see the previous month CPR is lower than the current CPR lines, and in previous one you can see this CPR line, is a descending CPR, right? So in our case right now in August, this is an ascending CPR. So what does this CPR also actually tells us? if the price of Bitcoin is going to close above this 46,000 range, guys, the next CPR for tomorrow, right? The next CPR is going to be somewhere around here. And that is also going to be ascending CPR. And ascending CPR indicates the trend here could potentially continue this rally here to the upside as long as we are going to find support at this CPR line. So now I'm also going to show you how to calculate this beforehand. I mean, we don't know where the CPR is going to be placed, but we can calculate that with the help of this formula here. In our case, for August month, this price range somewhere around 50,540 was the top. And for the August month, the bottom line was 37,290, around that price range, right? But we don't know where the monthly price is going to close for this August month. Now, if we want to add and find out where the CPR lines are going to be placed for tomorrow, then we have to use this formula. It's very simple, guys, and it's also very, very effective, because if we look at this central CPR line, in our case, to calculate the central CPR line, we need the top of this August month and also the lowest price target of this August month, which is around 37,290, and the top was somewhere around 50,540, right? We also need the closing price. Closing price, we are not aware. So that's why we are taking around this 46,000 as our potential price close for this August month. It might be higher, it's even better, but we are taking around 46,000 just to be realistic. If you take this 3 price target and divide by 3, we are going to get the CPR, the central CPR line for tomorrow, which is going to be September. So in that way, we can find out if the next month CPR is going to be an ascending CPR or a descending CPR. Let me add this here with the help of this calculator. So now let's add the top, which was the $50,540, right? The lowest for this August month was somewhere around 37,290, and the closing price we have said around 46,000. Let's say 46,000, doesn't matter. Divide by 3. So now we can see 44,610, right? This here is our CPR line for this September month. If the price of Bitcoin is going to close somewhere around 46 to 47,000, doesn't matter if it's going to close around 47,000, because this means the CPR line is going to be much higher. That's also a very, very good sign. So now we know the central CPR line is going to be around 44,610. The bottom CPR line, to calculate the bottom CPR line, you can see it is the highest, which was 50,540, plus the lowest, which is 37,290 divided by 2. So in this way, we know where the bottom CPR line is going to be, which is around $43,915. Now we have to calculate the top CPR line. To calculate the top CPR line, we need the central CPR line, which we just calculated. That was somewhere around $44,610, right? Minus the bottom CPR line, that was somewhere around 43,915, and we need to add this pivot. So this pivot line is the central CPR line, which we just calculated, $44,610. So the top CPR line is going to be around $45,305. Now let us place the top CPR line, the bottom CPR line, and the central CPR line to see where the monthly CPR for this September month is going to be. So the top CPR line, we said, is going to be around $45,300. So 45,300 is somewhere around here. And the central CPR line, we said 44,610. 44,610. It is actually a very, very interesting CPR, guys. Now this CPR and also the bottom CPR line was around 43,915. So now you can see this is a very, very narrow CPR. The narrow CPR means it's going to be a very, very volatile month. And this here is also an VCPR, the Virgin CPR, which indicates the price has a very, very high potential to see a pullback at least towards the CPR line and continue the rally here to the upside, because this here is an ascending CPR compared to the previous month. So we are now forming this ascending CPR type of scenario, which is actually a great sign, guys. And this is also indicating maybe we can see in the short term a pullback around the CPR line and again moving here to the upside, because this was exactly what happened here. You can see the price was forming a VCPR, got gravitated towards the CPR line, and again continued this rally here to the upside. So this is exactly what I'm also expecting could be playing out here in the Bitcoin price action in the upcoming days. And now we also know the September CPR, if the price is going to close above this 46,000 range, is also going to be an ascending CPR that is still in favor of bulls. So in a short term, if you look at this price action, let me show you this another scenario as well. So now if we monitor this price movement in a 4-hour time frame, guys, you can see what I'm actually going to do is I am going to add this falling trend line, because we can see the price of Bitcoin is finding a strong support and rejection around this falling trend line. Rejection, support. Every time we tested this resistance line or this falling trend line, we found a really nice bounce of it. And exactly when the price of Bitcoin saw this pullback yesterday, right around this 46,728, we did found a really nice support around that area and also really nice bounce of it. So if you monitor closely around this price range, you can see this here right now is also forming a descending broadening wedge type of scenario. So if the trend of Bitcoin wants to continue, what we want at any cost is this: break this resistance and turn it into support, because this upper line here is a strong line of resistance. So we have to flip this resistance into support if the trend of Bitcoin wants to see any sort of a impulsive movement here to the upper direction, because breaking this resistance line and also turning this into support again is going to indicate we could be again trying to break out of this important line of resistance that is lying around 49,000 price range. So that's why, guys, right now if the trend wants to show any sort of a movement, we have to break out of this upper line area of this descending broadening wedge and flip it into support. And if that is going to happen, the price target is definitely going to be again this 49,000 range, because this 49,000 price range was one strong line of resistance for Bitcoin. So that's why if the price of Bitcoin turns this resistance into support and find support above this 48,200, 48,300 range, then we could be again trying to break out of this 49,000 range. And this is a very, very important line, because breaking 49,000 and turning support, this could turn the price very, very bullish, guys. And this is one thing we have to take into consideration. So that's why, guys, if the price of Bitcoin breaks out and starts heading towards this neckline area around 49,000, then this could still play out as double bottom type of scenario, because this trend here, you can see, right, if it breaks out of this neckline, then this could still be a double bottom type of scenario, and price after that, you can see, could turn very, very bullish, right? So it is actually showing us the 51,400, 51,500 range could be on the line. First resistance what we have to break is this from descending broadening wedge, right, which is the upper line area. I said around 48,300, 48,200, and then this neckline area. So unless we are not breaking these two resistance line, we could still expect some more shakeout type of scenario playing out for Bitcoin. And right now we are also aware, if the price of Bitcoin does closes around this 46,000 or above this 46,000 range, this is going to be a VCPR, right, which is actually going to indicate the price could see a reversal at least towards the CPR line and again moving here in an upper direction, just like here from the past Bitcoin price action, right? Pull back around this CPR line and then continue the movement here in this manner. So these are some of the scenarios I see right now looking at the price action of Bitcoin in a daily time frame, in a weekly time frame, and also in a smaller time frame. If you enjoyed my work, then please hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye, guys.